Steyer Schumer Miscalculated in Shutdown fight. The California billionaire also sympathizes with Senator Joe Manchin, but is mum on support for Senator Dianne Feinstein's re-election. Tom Steyer, the billionaire California Democratic activist campaigning for the impeachment of President Donald Trump, says Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer miscalculated in his negotiations to protect young immigrants brought into the country illegally. "I think that Senator Schumer, he clearly miscalculated at one time or another," Steyer tells U.S. News. "If you're going to stand up for the dreamers, stand up for the dreamers. If you don't think you can sustain the fight, don't make the threat." Steyer's critique is just the latest among a cascade of liberals who feel Schumer caved to Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, our Kentucky, in a hurried effort to reopen the government this week after it briefly shut down. Many Democrats had said that a solution to the expiring Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, known as DACA, would have to be paired with legislation to fund the government. Schumer has signaled he advanced the cause of the so-called dreamers by securing a promise from McConnell for a vote on extending protections by no later than early February, when the current short-term funding agreement expires. But liberals don't trust McConnell to follow through, pointing to what they say are his previous broken promises. "If you're going to stand up for principle, then stand up for principle," Steyer says. "That's what we believe in." Steyer has pledged to spend at least $30 million in 24 Republican-held congressional districts in 10 states this year to help Democrats win back control of the U.S. House. While he has not yet dedicated any specific funds from his millennial-focused group Next Gen Rising to Senate races, he says grassroots turnout operations in the House districts will benefit Democrats up and down the ballot. "We've tried to be in swing districts for the House, but also to see whether we can make it so that those swing districts are in states where there are important senatorial races, or important gubernatorial races that are really up for grabs, or in places where the legislature can swing," he says. While he's an avowed liberal who opposes virtually every aspect of the Trump administration, Steyer is steering clear from ideological litmus tests in a year when multiple moderate Democrats have difficult re-election races in red states that supported the president. He says he sympathizes with Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia, who's warned fellow Democrats that if people like me can't win from red states, the party will remain in the minority the rest of your life. Steyer says he interpreted Manchin's remarks less as an ideological statement than one that speaks to the need to connect with detached constituents. "The fact of the matter is, in order for us to succeed in West Virginia, we need to have something that appeals to those people directly. And if our answers are the answers of the 1980s or the 1930s, I think that's not good enough," he says. "That's why a huge number of Americans don't vote. They can't see government relating. I don't think this is about ideology. I think this is about relevance. So when I think about what Senator Manchin is saying, he's saying, as far as I'm concerned, we need to be espousing a vision and values and programs that actually relate to the people of the U.S. directly, and I would agree with that." Even Manchin, the Senate's most ideologically moderate Democrat, voted against the Republican health care bill, Steyer notes. He voted against the Republican tax proposal, so in fact, I think what we're seeing is a need by Democrats to actually represent Americans across the board, and I see Senator Manchin trying to do that, he says. On the Senate race in his home state of California, which he considered jumping into, Steyer is staying mum. Democratic Senator Dianne Feinstein, who is seeking a fifth term, faces a primary challenge from State Senate President Pro Tem Kevin DeLeon. But Steyer cited California's March filing deadline for candidates in dodging a question of which hopeful he'll support. "Until we know who is going to be on the ballot in these different things, there's no reason to make a decision," he says. "Until we know who's running, I think I have the freedom not to have to face that question." Separately, Steyer says he will continue his need to impeach effort, pouring more money into swaying public opinion to support the impeachment of Trump.